Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name's Mia and I'm happy you're back for another speed build. If you're new here, honestly, I can't believe that I got hit with a wave of inspiration, especially considering that the new update is coming out November 5th. I am just so excited. It's really been hard wanting to build on my island. I'm not sure if you guys are having the same problems also, especially considering how huge this update is. But this is the area we're going to be working on. And if you enjoy speed builds, please like this video, hit that subscription button, and turn on those notifications as I'm working hard to put out new content weekly. But I'm just so excited speaking about that update because there's just so much coming out. And like I said, I didn't want to build and I didn't want to really do much in the game, but I have to do Brewster some justice. So this is the area I built last time, and I just want to show you how it connects to the area we'll be building today. So I'm going to be working on a museum speed build because like I said, I really want to welcome Brewster in as he opens up his coffee shop in the museum. And I just wanted to show you also on my map how big the area is because I already put the dirt path everywhere. I also lined up the area that we'll be working on where the museum's going to be placed. So we'll first start off our speed build by placing some pathing over this dirt, and we're going to create a really cool shape. I actually got inspired by my friend Allie, or you may know her as Autumn Weeds on Instagram, but she creates a lot of cool and unique shapes when she's working with diagonal paths or any sort of other codes, and I've really been inspired by her island. You should definitely check it out. But what I'm gonna do is first go really slow so you can see how I place the path because I wanted my walking area to only be about 2 tiles wide. So it does take a little bit of playing around with when you're working with a path like this, but don't get discouraged, especially if you mess up, because I definitely do. I feel like that's actually the story of my life. I do a lot of builds and then I have to move things around. For example, when I first did this speed build, the museum was in a different spot, so it did take some playing around with figuring out which trees to chop. And in the end, I also had to just live with the fact that when I placed this diagonal path on it, you still see that section of the grass where the museum's going to be, but that's okay because the museum will really hide the back part and you're really going to notice it only when we walk around. So I'll be back in a little bit to talk more after I lay some of this path and talk about the next steps. So I just want to give you an idea of how wide this space is because as you can see, I'm digging up 4 holes so you can see the length of the area. The museum is actually 7 by 3 tiles. I don't think I said that convincing enough. Sorry, the museum's 7 by 4. So it was really hard also trying to decide how to center things because I want this build to be a little bit more symmetrical looking, and that's not my area, I feel, of expertise. I don't really build like that. So it was really a fun challenge trying to build in a different way. But I really like these planner boxes, and a lot of the codes I'm using I'm also going to be sharing in the description box. So if you find any of these codes that you like, please also see the social media accounts that I've linked as well, so you can always show the creators some love. I really just like mixing up all of these different codes, and I really need to start stacking up on my Nook miles. I think that's another thing I'll be working on when I don't know what to build, because I need more design slots, as you can see while you're looking at my little, what is that area called? I don't even know. Looking through my Nook phone, you can see that I've already maxed my codes. So it's been really challenging. But let's go ahead and time travel so we can see what our museum's gonna look like. Now we're gonna start planting trees, and I've got a mix of different sizes. It's really only 2 sizes. I'm only using the large and regular, and I'm using both pine trees and hardwood trees. But remember, if you're gonna use the tree glitch, you always wanna place a piece of fruit planted behind the tree that you are trying to stunt the growth of. And I'm really just trying to mix up having a little bit of, break in the color, especially because I'm in December right now, and you'll notice that the hardwood trees are all this nice orange brown color. So in order to give it a little bit more depth, I incorporate different sizes as well as putting that nice dark green in between, but I just kind of want it to look more like a few little paint splashes here and there. I really like the hardwoods a lot, so that's the main tree I'm using, and then it's more like a dash of pine. You'll notice that all of the trees that I'm planting are just going to be hugging the path. So that's the main area I plan on working on. I don't know what I want to do with the rest of the surrounding parts of the museum. I'm going to wait more for when the update comes so I can place some new items there that just feel like they'll work with Brewster. I definitely want to have a little bit of a cafe vibe going on, just like an area where you get off from class, or maybe you're even taking a class in the museum. Maybe you're studying museum studies or whatever that might be. And that's kind of where I'm leaning towards what I'll do with those transitional areas. And honestly, those are the hardest areas for me to work on. So I try to leave those till the end, or when I'm not inspired and I don't know what to build and I'm just running around my island like crazy with no ideas, I'll go work on a little transitional area. So it'll come with all due time, but I will be back in just a moment to discuss the decorating steps next. But I really like how these trees are looking. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm doing a university theme. So all of the items I'm placing here just kind of goes with like the college student lifestyle. I am having a cute little coffee sign, letting all of the students know after class you can come get your coffee here. The roost is on its way. I really like the typewriter item a lot, but I want to add a little bit of a more modern feel to it. So I decided to try out the laptops. And honestly, now I think I'm really obsessed with the laptops, especially because they come in so many different colors. And that's the reason I'm also obsessed with the mug. They also come in a variety of colors, and then you can customize it. So I've got a little Brewster Roos on there, just again going with the whole theme that this is an area to come hang out, get your coffee. And I'm doing a few things that I also didn't do before, like going out of my comfort zone. So it's been really fun creating paths like this and decorating more in this style. I feel like with this island, I have a little bit more freedom for some reason to just experiment. I feel like maybe because the theme's a little open-ended feeling, I can try out a bunch of different new items, some new paths, and I don't feel as constricted as I did with my other island. Even though I did love it, it was my first island, my baby, but this one's definitely fun, and I feel like I'm getting to test out my building skills and decorating skills a little bit more, so that really makes me happy. So this is a moment where I realized I messed up because I want to put a blanket here, but the blanket size that I've also been using a lot lately is a 3x2, and this wasn't going to work because I didn't want to put the blanket completely in the middle of the path. Partially on the path is okay, like I'm doing here, but I really didn't want to take the focus away from the path, and I want the blankets more on the edge because I've got that empty space to fill, and a blanket is a perfect spot for a college campus, so you can study, relax, or take a nap, or enjoy your coffee after your nap, whatever type of student you are, we've got you. But I'm just going to continue decorating this area, so please just enjoy the last few minutes of the speed build, and then seeing some items appear that I have just become obsessed with, my word of the day, such as the wingtip shoes and soon the chessboard. I have been wanting to use that item for the longest time ever. So again, so much excitement here, but I'll be back in just a little bit. Now I'm just going to add some flowers, and for me, adding flowers is usually the last thing I like to do, mainly because it's more of a filler item for me. I walk around my builds, see where there's some empty spaces, maybe where the camera will pan, and I just like to throw a flower there. But for the most part, that is my formula when I'm using flowers. So I'm just going to continue to do that, and I'll be back as we are approaching the end of our speed build. As I'm walking around the area, putting in these final touches, I am just so happy with all of the colors used here. I really hope Brewster's happy when he arrives. I feel like we created a nice welcoming area for him. I am just so ready for that coffee made with pigeon milk. Google it, it's a thing. But I can't wait till next time to do more speed builds and share all of that with you. So until next time, my friends, goodbye.